Deep in the heart of the galaxy, on the world called HFY War, the Vexari Dominion held their council. The chamber was huge and made of shining crystal that glowed with soft blue light. Thousands of Vexari sat in rows like insects in a hive. Their bodies were covered in hard shells, and their many eyes clicked as they looked at each other. At the center stood the High Elder, a very old drone named Vorkath. His voice came out low and sharp through the hive mind link that connected every Vexari. Old records speak of a danger we thought was gone, Vorkath said. The species called humans. 800 years ago, they fought us hard. They used tricks and rage we did not expect from such weak creatures. But we crushed them. We burned their worlds. We hunted their ships. After that, no human was seen again. They became stories to scare young larvae. A younger analyst drone named Zervath raised one claw. Elder, our scout fleets found strange signs near the old human zone in the Orion Arm. Warp trails. Very quiet ones. They match the old human engine patterns from the archives. The council made a low buzzing sound of doubt. Another elder spoke. It is nothing. Pirates use old tech, or echoes from broken machines. Humans are dead. We made sure of it. Vorkath nodded slowly. Keep watching, but do not waste ships on ghosts. Far away, in the cold darkness between stars, a huge ship drifted silently. Its name was Hwarong. The ship was long and black, built to hide from sensors. For almost 900 years, it had moved through empty space with most of its crew in cryosleep. Inside the main bridge, soft lights came on, one by one. A man opened his eyes inside a cryopod. His name was Jiho. He was tall, with short black hair and strong shoulders. He took a deep breath as the pod hissed open. Cold air touched his skin. He stepped out slowly, his legs shaky after so long a sleep. "Welcome back, Captain Jiho," said a calm voice from the ship's AI. "All systems stable. Time since last awakening, 47 years. Jiho rubbed his face. "Report." The AI showed screens around him. "Probes we sent out years ago have new data. The Vexari Dominion is moving again. They build new hives on worlds that once belonged to humans. Their border fleets grow larger. They think the area is empty." Jiho looked at the star map. Red dots showed Vexari ships. Blue dots showed old human colony sites, now silent. His jaw tightened. They still expand like nothing happened. He walked to the command chair and sat down. "Wake the senior officers. We need to talk." Minutes later, more pods opened. Minsuk came out first. He was Jiho's second in command, shorter but very sharp-eyed. He stretched and smiled a little. "Feels like yesterday we went to sleep, but I know it wasn't." Ha-Un stepped out next. She was the chief scientist, with long dark hair tied back and calm eyes. She checked a tablet right away. "The archives are still good. No data loss." Jiyu, the communications expert, woke up laughing softly. "I dreamed of home, Earth beaches. Hope they're still there." Taewoo, the best pilot and engineer, climbed out last. He cracked his knuckles. "Ship feels ready. Engines hungry." Jiho looked at them all. They stood in a circle on the bridge. These five had trained together before the long sleep. They knew why they were here. "Listen," Jiho said in a steady voice. "Our people hid after the purge. We built this fleet in secret places, rogue planets, dark nebulae, Dyson swarms far from any star. We waited. We learned. We made better weapons, better ships, better bodies. The Vexari think humans are a dead legend. Today, we start to show them the truth. Their scouts are close to one of our hidden outposts. If they find it, they will know we live. We must act first." Minsuk nodded. "Small strikes, hit their weak points, make them angry, make them send big fleets, then we hit harder." GU smiled. I can jam their signals, make them think it's ghosts or malfunctions. Taewoo grinned. Give me a scout ship. I'll fly circles around their drones. Jiho stood up. We start quiet. No big announcements. No war cries yet. We slip in. We take out their eyes first. The scout ships and sensor posts. We show them humans are back, but we let them wonder how many of us there are. The crew went to work. Ha-un checked the stealth systems. Min-sok planned the first targets. GU tested the fake signals they would send to confuse the enemy. Taewoo ran to the hangar to warm up a small scout craft. Jiho stayed on the bridge alone for a moment. He looked at an old photo on the wall, a picture of Earth from space, blue and green, taken before the war. His family had lived there most humans had. The Vexari took it all away. Now, after centuries, the children of those survivors were ready. Computer, he said quietly, open a channel to the other hidden ships. Use tight beam only. Channel open. Jiho spoke clearly. This is Captain Jiho of Hwarang. The time has come. All fleets prepare for Phase 1. Stay hidden. Strike fast. No mercy for those who thought us gone. We return not to beg, but to take back what is ours. Across the dark between stars, other ships heard the message. Silent carriers turned their noses toward Vexari space. Stealth fighters powered up. Cryopods opened on dozens of vessels. Men and women with Korean names like Sungmin, Sujin, Donghyun, and Eunji woke up, ready to fight. On Kale Vor, Zervath sat in his small analysis room. He looked at new data from the scouts. A tiny warped flash, gone in a second. Then another. He frowned. His claws tapped the crystal desk. Run full scan, he ordered his helpers. Cross-check with old human signatures. The helpers buzzed. Results came back fast. Match 87%. Zervath felt something cold in his core. He sent a private message to the High Elder. Elder Vorkath, the ghosts may not be ghosts. In deep space, the Hwarang moved forward slowly. Its engines made almost no sound. Jiho stood at the front window, arms crossed. Stars slid past like slow rivers. Ha-un came to his side. First target is ready. A small Vexari listening post on asteroid belt Gamma 4. 3 drones guard it. Easy take. Jiho nodded. Send Taewoo. Tell him to leave one alive. Let it send a broken message home. Let them start to fear. Ha-un smiled a little. Fear is a good start. Taewoo launched in his scout ship. It was small, black, and shaped like a knife. It vanished into the dark. Minutes later, the listening post's lights went out, one by one. A weak distress signal went out, cut short. Back on Kale Vor, alarms began to sound softly. The council would meet again, soon. Jiho turned to his crew. This is only the beginning. They will remember our name. They will remember our face. And they will learn why humans never truly die. The Hwarang kept moving. Silent, patient, deadly. The legend was waking up. On the edge of Vexari space, the small colony of Thalor 9 glowed like a green jewel against black space. It was not a big world, just a mining outpost with 3 hive towers and a ring of defense platforms. Thousands of worker drones crawled over the surface, digging crystals for the Dominion's ships. Guards patrolled in slow circles. Life was quiet and the same every day. Then, without warning, the sky went dark. No loud explosions, no bright flashes, just sudden silence. One defense platform after another blinked out. Their lights died. Their guns stopped moving. On the ground, the hive towers shook once, then collapsed inward, like buildings made of sand. Sections fell neatly, as if cut by invisible knives. Worker drones froze, confused. Alarms screamed, but too late. In the main control hive, a senior drone named Krixval stared at his screens. "What is happening?" he buzzed. "Sensors show nothing. No ships, no weapons fire." A helper drone answered in panic. "Energy spikes inside the towers. Something cut the supports from below. No trace." Krixval sent the emergency signal. It went out weak and broken, full of static. "Unknown attackers. Colony under assault. Request immediate." The signal cut off. High above, in the black void, Taewoo's scout ship floated like a shadow. He watched the last tower fall through his visor. His hands were steady on the controls. The small craft had slipped past the outer sensors hours ago. Its cloak made it invisible to Vexari eyes. He had launched micro-drones, tiny machines smaller than insects. They crawled inside the hives, found weak points, and used silent cutters. No mess, no noise, just clean work. Taewoo spoke into his comm. "Strike complete. One survivor drone left alive, as ordered." It sent the distress call. Messy, but readable. He stood on the bridge, with arms folded. A main screen showed live feed from Taewoo's ship. "Good," Jiho said. "Pull out. No traces." Minsok stood next to him, looking at damage reports. "We took out their fuel depot too, quietly. They will think it was an accident at first." Ha-Un worked at her station. She pulled up intercepted Vexari messages. "Their high command just received the signal. They are angry. They say malfunction or rebel sabotage. But some voices are scared. They mention old words. The hairless ones." Ji-Yu laughed softly from her console. "They still remember the name. Good. Let the fear grow." Jiho turned to the crew. "This was test 1. Small, clean. Now we wait. They will send investigators. Let them find nothing. Then we hit again. Harder." The bridge crew nodded. They knew the plan. Hit fast, hit quiet. Make the enemy chase shadows. Make them doubt their own eyes. On Kale Vor in the Crystal Council chamber, alarms rang again. This time, louder. Vorkath, the High Elder, stood tall. His shell gleamed under the blue lights. "Report," he ordered. Zervath stepped forward. He carried a data crystal in his claw. "Falor 9 is gone. All military structures destroyed. Civilian hives mostly untouched. No enemy ships detected. The survivor drone says it saw nothing, just sudden collapse." The council buzzed in confusion. One elder spoke. "Accident. Mining blast." Zervath shook his head. "No, the cuts were too perfect, too many at once, and the timing, right after our scouts reported warp echoes." Vorkat's eyes narrowed. "Show the footage." Zervath plugged the crystal into the central holo display. Grainy images appeared. Black shapes moving too fast. Then nothing. The images froze on one frame. A tiny reflection on a tower wall. Something like a human silhouette. Tall. No shell. 2 arms. 2 legs. Gone in a blink. The chamber went quiet. "Enhance it," Vorkat said. The image grew. The shape became clearer. Hairless, upright, wearing dark armor, holding something long and thin. A low hiss went through the council. "Humans," one elder whispered. "Impossible," another said. "We burned their worlds. We killed their last ships." Vorkat stared at the image. Legends do not cut towers in silence. Zervath spoke carefully. "I checked the old archives. The purge was not total. Some human ships escaped. We thought they died in deep space. But what if they survived? What if they waited?" The High Elder turned. "Send 3 hunter fleets, full sweep of the Orion Arm. Find them, kill them. If this is humans, end it again." Zervath bowed, but inside, he felt cold. The old stories said humans did not fight like normal enemies. They did not stop. They got angry. Far away, the Huarong drifted near a dark nebula. Its engines were off to stay hidden. Jiho gathered the senior officers in the ready room. They sat around a small table. Screens showed new targets. Next strike, Jiho said. A supply convoy. 5 cargo ships, 2 guards. They carry crystals to build new warships. We take the cargo, we destroy the guards, leave no survivors this time. Minsok pointed to the map. They travel through narrow space lanes, easy to ambush. We use 3 scout teams. Tae-woo leads one. Tae-woo grinned. I like it. Fast in, fast out. Ha-un added, I can send fake signals. Make their sensors think asteroids are coming. They will look the wrong way. Ji-yu nodded. I will record their panic calls. Send pieces back to their homeworld. Let them hear fear in their own voices. Ji-ho looked at each of them. We are not just hitting ships. We are hitting their belief. They think humans are dead. We will make them question everything. The meeting ended. The crew went to their stations. Alarms stayed quiet. No big lights. No war drums. Just calm steps. Hours later, the convoy appeared on long-range scans. 5 big haulers, fat and slow. 2 guard ships, sharp and fast. Tae-woo launched with his team. 3 small fighters slipped out of the Hwarong's bay. They moved like ghosts. Ha-un's fake signals filled the Vexari screens. Rocks tumbling, dust clouds. The guards turned to look. Then the humans struck. Tae-woo's fighter darted in first. He fired thin beams. Silent, bright, perfect. One guard ship's engine exploded. The other tried to turn, but Minsok's team was already there. Boarding pods clamped on. Human marines in black armor poured inside. They moved fast. They knew every weak spot from old records. Inside the guard ship, Vexari drones fought back. Claws against guns. Shells cracked. But humans were stronger now. Gene changes from centuries of work. Faster, tougher. They did not shout. They worked. In minutes, both guards were dead. The cargo ships tried to run. Too slow. Tae-woo cut their engines. The haulers drifted, helpless. Jiho watched from the bridge. Take the crystals. Leave the hulls empty. Let them find floating tombs. The raid ended in less than 20 minutes. No human losses. The Hwarong pulled back into the dark. On Kael'vor, new signals came in. Broken. Full of fear. Humans. They are real. They are fast. They are everywhere. Vorkath stared at the reports. His claws dug into the crystal floor. Zervath stood silent. He knew what came next. The grand swarm would move. Millions of ships. Trillions of drones. But deep inside, he wondered. Could the Dominion win this time? In the black between stars, Jiho looked at the stars. They are waking up, he said quietly. Ha-un stood beside him. Good. Let them wake. We have been ready for centuries. The war had begun. Not with a roar, but with silence and fear. They thought humans were a forgotten legend. Until we returned to wage war. The Vexari Dominion could no longer pretend it was nothing. After the quiet strikes on Thaler 9 and the convoy, fear spread through their hives like poison. High Elder Vorkath stood before the full council on Kael'vor. His voice echoed in every mind connected to the hive link. This is no accident. This is no pirate trick. Humans live. They hide no more. They attack our borders, our ships, our workers. We will not wait for more shadows. The grand swarm moves now. The chamber filled with angry buzzes. Trillions of warrior drones were called from every world. Bioships, huge living vessels grown from crystal and flesh, lifted from their cradles. Millions of them gathered. Fast interceptors, heavy carriers, living bombs that could crack planets. The Dominion had crushed species before. They would crush this ghost again. He felt the hive mind pulse with confidence. But he remembered the old archives. The humans had not fought like other races. They did not line up in neat formations. They broke rules. They used surprise. He said nothing. Orders were orders. In deep space, The Warong received the news first. GU's ears picked up the massive movement on Vexari channels. "They are coming," she said. "All fleets, everything they have. They want to end us fast." Ji-Ho stood calm. "Good. Let them come. We have waited centuries for this." The human fleets woke up fully. Not just the Warong. Hidden carriers emerged from nebulae and rogue planets. Hundreds of them. Each one carried thousands of fighters, marines, and weapons the Vexari had never seen. Stealth fields dropped for the first time. Black hulls gleamed under starlight. Minsec planned the defense. "They will hit our old colony worlds first, places they think we still hide." Hard. Tae-Woo flew point in his new fighter. It was bigger now, sleek, with neural links straight to his brain. He felt the ship like an extra body. "Time to dance," he said with a grin. The first big battle happened near the ruins of old Earth colony Epsilon 7. The Vexari sent a vanguard, 50 bioships and thousands of drones. They expected easy victory. They found hell. Human carriers appeared from nowhere. Cloaks fell away. Fighters poured out like angry bees. Tae-Woo led the first wave. His ship twisted and turned faster than any Vexari could follow. He fired kinetic slugs, solid metal at near-light speed. They punched through living hulls, like paper. Bioships screamed in the hive mind, as sections died. Minsok commanded boarding teams. Small pods shot toward enemy carriers. Humans in powered armor crashed through hulls. Inside they moved like storms. Gene-forged muscles lifted heavy claws aside. Energy blades cut through shells. They did not stop to talk. They killed. They moved on. One Marine, a young man named Donghyun, led his squad down a corridor. Vexari drones rushed them. Donghyun raised his rifle. It hummed and spat plasma rounds. 3 drones fell. His team followed. They reached the core chamber. A living heart pulsed there, the ship's brain. Donghyun planted a charge. "For Earth," he whispered. The heart exploded. The bioship went dark. Back on the Hwarang, Ha-Un watched data streams. Their formations are breaking. They expected fear. We give them rage. Ji-Ho nodded. "Send the message." GU opened a wide channel. No encryption. Clear voice, in the old galactic tongue. "This is humanity. You thought us dead. You were wrong. Every world you took, every life you ended, we remember. This is only the start." The message hit every Vexari ship. Panic rippled through the hive mind. Some drones froze. Others turned and ran. On the ground of a reclaimed moon, Seowa worked in a field hospital. She was young, barely out of training, but her hands were steady. Wounded Marines came in fast. Burns, cuts, broken bones. She cleaned wounds, sealed cuts with nanogel, gave pain blocks. One Marine, a woman named Sujin, grabbed her arm. "Keep going, kid. We win this for the kids back home." Seowa nodded. She thought of the cryo children still sleeping on the carriers. The first free generation. She would not let them wake to chains. The battles grew bigger. Human fleets used tricks the Vexari could not match. Fake signals made enemy ships fire at shadows. Swarms of tiny drones ate through armor like acid. Neural-linked pilots flew patterns no drone could predict. They fought dirty. They fought smart. They fought angry. A Vexari heavy carrier tried to ram a human flagship. Tae-Woo saw it coming. He flew straight at it. At the last second, he rolled aside. His wingman fired torpedoes into the weak belly. The carrier split open. Living fluid spilled into space like blood. Zervath, on the Dominion flagship, watched the losses pile up. "They are not the same humans," he said to his commander. "Stronger, faster. They know our ships better than we do." The commander hissed. "Then we burn deeper, glass their worlds." But the humans had no single world to glass anymore. They were spread thin, hidden, mobile. Jiho stood on the bridge during a quiet moment. Stars moved slow outside. He spoke to the crew. We do not fight for land. We fight for memory. For every human who died screaming. For every child taken. We fight so no one ever thinks they can erase us again. Min Sok put a hand on his shoulder. And we win. The war spread. Human raids hit supply lines. Vexari colonies lost power. Food hives starved. Worker drones whispered. Some refused orders. The hive mind cracked in small places. One night, Galactic Standard Time, a human team boarded a Vexari command ship. Minsek led them. They fought to the bridge. Vexari officers died fast. Minsek stood before the main console. He did not destroy it. He left a carving on the wall in old Vexari script. We remember. Then they left. The ship drifted. A warning to others. Back on the Hwarang, Jiho looked at the growing list of victories. Losses too. Good people gone. But the tide turned. They are afraid now, Ha-un said. Jiho smiled for the first time in weeks. Good. Fear is honest. Taewoo came back from a patrol. His fighter was scratched but whole. Next target? Jiho pointed to the map. Their main shipyards. We take them. Then we push to Kael'vor. The crew cheered quietly. No big shouts, just steady resolve. In the Vexari hives, larvae heard new stories. Not of human weakness, of human return. Of black ships. Of warriors who did not die. Of rage that waited 800 years. The legend was no longer forgotten. It was alive. And it was winning. They thought humans were a forgotten legend, until we returned to wage war. The Vexari Dominion could feel the war turning against them. Losses piled up like broken shells. Supply lines vanished. Colonies went dark. The hive mind buzzed with doubt for the first time in centuries. High Elder Vorkath knew one last push remained, one massive strike to end it all. He gathered the last strong fleets in the shadow of Kael'vor. Millions of bioships formed a wall of living metal and flesh. Trillions of warrior drones filled every bay. Zervoth stood on the bridge of the flagship, Vexkral, the largest ship ever grown. His claws gripped the command crystal. This ends now, Vorkath announced through the hive link. We go to their heart. We burn every hidden world they still hold. We glass the blue planet they call home if we find it. No mercy, no survivors. The Grand Armada moved, a tide of ships darker than space itself. They aimed for the old human zones, places the scouts said humans guarded. The Dominion believed one final hammer blow would crush the ghosts forever. On the Hwarang, Jiho watched the enemy advance on long-range scans. The screen showed red dots spreading like blood. Thousands, then tens of thousands. They come all at once, Min Sok said quietly. Their biggest fleet yet. Jiho nodded. We knew this day would come. They think numbers win. We know patience wins. Ha-un worked fast at her station. Our wormhole network is ready. The old gates we rebuilt in secret, they still work. We can jump anywhere. They cannot. Ji-yu smiled. I have their command channels open. They talk big, but fear leaks through. Taewoo sat in his cockpit, neural link humming. Just give me the word, Captain. Jiho looked at his crew. This is the turning point. We do not meet them head-on. We cut them apart from inside. Phase 3 begins now. The human fleets vanished. Not one ship stayed visible. They slipped into hidden pockets of space. Cloaks up, engines cold, waiting. The Vexari Armada reached the first target zone, a cluster of reclaimed moons. They expected resistance. They found empty space. Where are they? A commander buzzed. Then the wormholes opened. Silent rings of light tore space apart. Human carriers poured through from every direction. Not in front, not behind. From above, below, Inside the enemy lines, impossible angles, ships appeared where no ship should be. Tae-woo led the first strike. His fighter jumped through a wormhole, straight into the heart of a Vexari heavy group. He fired torpedoes before the enemy could turn. 3 bioships bloomed into fire. His wingmates followed. Human fighters danced between the giants, too fast, too small to hit easily. Min-sok commanded the boarding waves. Pods shot from carriers like arrows. They clamped onto enemy hulls. Marines in black armor breached inside. They knew the layout, centuries of stolen blueprints. They moved to the core hearts, planted charges, left messages. One team reached a command chamber. Vexari officers stared in shock. The lead Marine, a woman named In-ji, raised her blade. "You thought we forgot. We did not." The chamber fell silent. Ha-hyun sent the final weapon. She hacked the Hive relay network. Old footage flooded every Vexari screen and mind. Images from 800 years ago. Vexari ships burning human cities. Larvae torn from mothers. Worlds cracked open. Civilian screams. The purge in full horror. The hive mind staggered. Lower drones saw the truth. Worker castes remembered stories their elders tried to bury. Doubt became anger. Some drones turned claws on their own officers. Others simply stopped fighting. Zervat felt it all. The link burned with pain. "They show our shame," he whispered. Vorkath roared through the link. "Fight! Destroy them!" But the armada cracked. Jiho's flagship, the Hwarong, jumped close to the Vexcrawl. The 2 flagships faced each other across a narrow gap. Vexari guns fired wild. Human shields held. "Board them," Jiho ordered. Tae-woo flew cover. His fighter spun and twisted, shooting down incoming drones. Min-sok led the assault team. Pods hit the flagship hull. Marines cut inside. They fought through corridors. Claws met armor. Plasma met chitin. Humans pushed forward. Step by step, they reached the throne chamber. Vorkath waited there, huge, old, surrounded by elite guards. Min-sok's team cleared the guards fast. Then Jiho stepped through the breach. He stood tall, no helmet, face calm, eyes hard. Vorkath hissed, "You should be dust." Jiho answered in the old tongue, "You tried. You failed. We waited. We grew stronger. Now we finish it." Vorkath lunged, claws like swords. Jiho moved aside. He did not draw a weapon. He let Min-sok and the team handle the fight. They surrounded the elder. Blades flashed. Kitten cracked. Zervath stepped forward. He dropped his own weapon. "Enough." Jiho looked at him. "You see it now?" Zervath nodded slowly. "I see what we did. I see what you became." Jiho spoke clearly. "We do not want your worlds. We want peace. But peace on our terms. No more purges. No more forgotten legends." Vorkath tried one last strike. Min-sok blocked it. The elder fell to his knees. Jiho looked down. "Live with the truth. Tell your people. Tell them humans returned. Tell them we could have ended you. We choose not to." He turned away. The team pulled back. They left Zervath alive. They left the elder broken but breathing. Outside, the battle raged on, but the heart was gone. Vexari ships began to drift. Some surrendered. Others fled. The wormholes stayed open. Human forces pressed every weak point. On a nearby carrier, Sioa worked without stop. Wounded came in waves. She stitched cuts. She gave blood. She held hands of dying Marines. One young pilot whispered, "We did it, right?" Sioa smiled through tears. "We are doing it." Back on the bridge, Jiho watched the red dots fade. Ha-un reported. Their command structure collapses. Surrender signals everywhere. Jiyu sent one last broadcast. The war ends here. Humanity reclaims what was taken, but we build forward. No more hiding, no more fear. The Hwarang held position. Stars shone bright. Jiho looked at his crew. We won the battle. Now we win the future. Minsok clapped him on the back. One step left. Jiho nodded. Kael'vor waits, but not for destruction, for terms. The turning point was over. The Dominion broke. Humanity stood tall. The legend no longer whispered. It roared. They thought humans were a forgotten legend until we returned to wage war. The Vexari Dominion broke like dry crystal under a hammer. After the flagship battle, surrender signals flooded every channel. Bioships powered down their weapons. Warrior drones lowered their claws. Hiveworlds sent pleas for talks. The grand swarm that once filled the stars now drifted in pieces, waiting for orders that never came. On Kael'vor, the Crystal Council chamber stood half empty. Many elders had fled. Others sat silent, shells dull with defeat. Zervath walked to the center dais. He was no longer just an analyst. The hive mind had chosen him to speak for what remained. He faced the few leaders left. We cannot fight anymore, he said clearly. The humans could have ended us. They chose not to. That is their message. We must answer. Vorkath, broken and weak, sat on the floor. What do they want? Zervath looked at the holo display. A single human signal waited there. Terms, fair terms. No more expansion into old human space. Return of stolen worlds where humans still live. Open borders for trade. And one promise. Never again try to erase a species. The remaining elders buzzed softly. No anger left. Only tired agreement. They voted yes. The message went out. Across the galaxy, human fleets received the surrender. Cheers rose quietly on every bridge. No wild shouts, just steady relief. Men and women hugged. Some cried. Others stood tall and saluted the stars. Jiho stood on the Haran Bridge. The main screen showed Kael'vor below, a shining blue-green world now peaceful. Ha'un stood beside him. Minsek checked final reports. Ji-Yu monitored channels. Tae-Wu leaned against a wall, arms crossed, smiling. It is over, Jiho said. Minsek nodded. Not over. Begun. We rebuild now. Jiho turned to the crew. Send the acceptance. Tell them we meet on neutral ground. The old trade station at Nexus Point. No weapons, no tricks. Ji-Yu sent the reply. Simple words. Humanity accepts. We come in peace, but we remember. The meeting happened days later. Neutral ships from small neutral species watched from far away. Humans arrived first. 3 carriers, no guns showing. Vexari came in one small transport. Zervath stepped out alone. No guards. Jiho met him on the station platform. They stood face to face. No hate in the air. Only quiet understanding. You spared us, Zervath said. Jiho answered. We did not want to become what you were. But we will defend what is ours, always. They signed the treaty. Simple words on crystal and screen. Borders drawn. Worlds returned. Promises made. The galaxy watched. Old enemies became watchers. New alliances began to form. After the signing, Jiho returned to the Hwarang. The fleet turned toward Earth. The real Earth. Not a myth. Not a ruin. A fortress world rebuilt in secret over centuries. Green again. Cities rising. Children playing under real skies. The ship entered orbit. Jiho looked down from the window. Blue oceans. White clouds. Green lands. Home. Take us down, he said softly. The Hwarang descended. It landed on a wide plain near the new capital. People waited there. Thousands. Families, workers, soldiers, Children born in cryo who had never seen open sky. They cheered when the ramp opened. Jiho stepped out first. Fresh air hit his face. Real wind, real sun. He walked forward. A young girl ran up. Seiya, now older, walked behind her with a smile. The girl held a flower. She gave it to Jiho. "Welcome home, Captain." Jiho took the flower. His eyes were wet. "Thank you." Ha-hun joined him. She looked at the crowd. "We made it." Minsok stood tall. "For all who waited." Taewoo laughed. "Now the real work starts. Building, teaching, living." Jiho turned to the people. He spoke loud and clear. "We were forgotten. A legend told to scare children. But legends do not die. They wait. They grow stronger. We returned. We fought. We won. Not to destroy, but to live free. From today, no species will erase another. We stand as proof. Humanity is here, and we stay." The crowd roared. Not anger, joy, hope. Days turned to weeks. Ships brought more people home. Cryopods opened. Families reunited. New children were born under Earth's skies. Schools taught old stories, not as myths, but as warnings. Never forget. Never let it happen again. Jiho walked on a beach one evening. Waves touched his feet. Ha-un walked beside him. Stars came out above. "What now?" she asked. Jiho looked up. "We help others. We share what we learned. Strength, ingenuity, will. The galaxy is big. Many still suffer. We will not turn away." She smiled. "Captain, no more?" He laughed softly. "Maybe just Jiho now." Far away, on HFY War, Zirvath watched new feeds. Human aid ships arrived with food and tech. No demands, just help. He felt strange. Not fear, not hate. Respect. In the human capital, Seiya worked in a hospital. She taught young medics. She told them stories of the war, of friends lost, of victories earned. She smiled when she spoke of hope. Jiyu sent messages across stars. Humanity is open. Come trade. Come talk. Come learn. Taewoo flew new ships, not for war, for exploration. He found lost human outposts, brought people home. Minsok trained new guards, not to conquer, to protect. Years passed. Earth became a beacon. Ships from every corner came, some to trade, some to learn, some to say sorry. One day, Jiho stood on a hill. A statue rose behind him. A man and woman holding hands, looking at stars. No weapons, just hope. Children played nearby. They laughed. They ran, free. Jiho looked at the sky. Stars shone bright. "They thought we were a forgotten legend," he whispered. He smiled. "Until we returned, and the stars remembered."